Hey, what up everyone? MichaelBePetty here. I'm actually really excited about this video. It's been a long time coming. The wonderful, beautiful, witty, sassy, sarcastic Dani Suze was kind enough to collab with me in this video, and we're going to be reacting to some of my K-pop faves. But before we get into all of that, this video is actually sponsored. But first, let me go and get Monkey. This is my dog, Monkey. I wonder how many of y'all thought that I was going to actually go and get a monkey. This is Monkey, Mr. Monk if you're nasty. He is my little Chihuahua, little terrier mix. He's cute as fuck. The reason why I'm bringing him in is because this video is actually sponsored by Angry Orange Pet Odor Eliminator. They are a all-natural, powerful cat and dog odor eliminator. They were kind enough to send me out a bottle of their product. It's actually quite amazing. This little dude's pretty good about going outside, but he has accidents like most dogs do, and but he's really good about going on the potty pad. So when he goes, he hates the light. His eyes are like so sensitive. So whenever he goes on the potty pad, I'll just pick up the potty pad, throw it away, and I'll spray some of their already mixed pet odor eliminator, and it works wonderful. It has a great scent. I kind of love their little scent saying. On the bottle it says, "Smells like heaven, works like hell." You can use it on carpet, tile, wood floors, outside, driveways, pet kennels. It's even safe to use on fabrics. Oh, the cat's in here. Moose is here too. That's right, I also have a cat named Moose. As you can tell, I like to name my animals after other animals. But anyway, it's strong, it's safe to use. You can use it around your pets, you can use it around children. It's used from real oranges, so it has an amazing citrusy, orangey smell, and it pretty much covers up almost everything. And I've been using it for the past couple weeks. Like I said, they were kind enough to send me out a bottle. It's pre-mixed. I'm going to leave a link to where you can buy this product in the description down below. Go ahead and check that out if you're interested in it. And thank you very much to Angry Orange for sponsoring this video. So like I was saying, Dani Suze is in this video with me. I have never collabed with anyone in person, so I don't really know the ins and outs of what you're supposed to bring, what you're not supposed to bring. I was an idiot. I forgot my charger with my extra battery, so we were only able to film a small number of the reacts that I actually wanted to react to, and I think a lot of you will enjoy it. I'm excited but a little nervous because I know how hard K-pop stans go for their faves, and if you don't include their faves or whatever, they can get kind of touchy about that stuff. But I wanted to introduce her to the groups that originally got me into K-pop, and so I wanted to show her some of those, and then I was going to show her some of the newer stuff. I was only able to get enough, we only had enough time on the battery for the girl groups that I wanted to react to, which is fine because I have more of an affinity for girl groups anyways. I mean, I love boy groups, but the girl groups are kind of my zhish. That's who I enjoy the most. But so without further ado, let's get into this react. Oh, and this is going to be in two parts. So we're going to have the originals, and then we're going to do the newer stuff in a different video, because otherwise it would just be way too long. So without further ado, let's get into the react. Hey, what up everyone? I'm MichaelBePetty, and I'm here with special guest,
Dani Suze.
And this is going to be my first collab, our first collab really, on the channel. I'm a little nervous. We're doing things very different. I say that every time I make a video. Someone has pointed that out to me.
Really?
I say, I'm doing things a little differently, and I'm really doing the same thing, but you know, it is what it is. As you guys know, I am very passionate about K-pop. I listen to K-pop all the time. I know most people listen to classical music while they're studying. I listen to K-pop because I don't know what they're saying, so I don't have to like pay attention like to what the lyrics mean, but it's still upbeat enough so that way, like, because classical music can be a little
too low.
Yeah, I need the momentum, I need the upbeatness. And so K-pop to me is just like that all the time. It's like colorful, fun, good beats, awesome dancing, pretty people. It's all of that stuff. It's like my escape.
Yeah.
So she hasn't really listened to K-pop. I think she's heard maybe a little bit every now and then, like when I probably play it in live streams or something like that.
That's probably the most I've heard it, honestly.
So I figured what better way than to like introduce her to the world of K-pop. But before we get into like the newer stuff, like the Blackpink and the GOT7s or whatever, I figured I would introduce you to the things that make me nostalgic about K-pop.
How long have you been listening to K-pop?
It's been like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, I started listening to it when I was like 20 years old. One of the first songs I heard we're gonna listen to, it's Girls' Generation's G. And if you listen to K-pop, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because it's, in my opinion, Girls' Generation, they were known as the country's girl group. Like, they were known, like, if in K-pop or in international music or whatever, if the country had to refer to a girl group, it was Girls' Generations. They are the gold standard for what all girl groups aspire to be at this point now, because they kind of came and just broke the mold a little bit. But we're not going to listen to their first release, because it's not, I don't know. I mean, it's a good song. I would enjoy it, but I want you to enjoy it, because my goal is to convert me into the K-pop world, right? Okay. So, what kind of music do you like normally listen to?
Oh man, I like a lot.
Okay.
I don't listen to like artists specifically.
You just like whatever sounds good.
Yeah, whatever sounds good. Lately, it's been Doja Cat.
Okay, I like that. I'm into that. Yeah. So this is gonna be that. This is going to be very different. And also, mind you, this is 10 years old music, so a lot of this is going to sound maybe a little dated, but because you probably haven't heard it, it'll sound new.
Yeah.
So, and it has a lot of the influences of like what makes pop music, and I get a lot of 90s nostalgia from it. Like, I get a lot of Britney Spears, Spice Girls, you know, Crush, you know, a lot of that. I get a lot of that vibes. I have more of an affinity to girl groups, so we're gonna mostly be listening to girl groups today. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first song that I'm gonna have her listen to, alright, so this is Girls' Generation's G. Intros. I love them intros.
That's a big group.
9 members.
Wow.
She's my favorite, Tiffany.
Okay, why are they all adorable though?
They're
all so adorable.
Yeah. You'll learn that choreography is big there. I tried to turn on subtitles, it didn't work. Super cute, right?
So adorable. I love their shoes.
They're very big about, like, not looking exactly the same, but being uniform.
Yeah.
So it's all about uniformity and like being very precise with movement. And they also, the choreography is like complex, but also easy enough for like fans to learn. That they do that with that purpose. They're not trying to like make it super difficult so that people can learn it.
The fashion tells me it was 10 years ago, but
yeah,
I love it. I love her outfit.
The jeans, that whole jeans with the high heel look was iconic.
Oh,
like it was super big and it was super popular over there. And I don't know, to me when I think of Girls' Generation, I think of this. Like this is what my brain immediately goes to this.
Even in that shot, you can see the like uniformity, but they're each like, here's my little style.
Here's my little take on it. Oh, the little like Victoria's Secret model, like, oh, we're just gonna be pretty and sit here.
Very colorful. Very colorful.
Very aesthetically pleasing, you would say?
Oh, you're right.
Okay. She's the leader of the group.
What a cute concept from the video.
Essentially, I mean, don't kill me if I'm wrong about this, but it's about a girl liking a boy and like how he makes her feel when when they like see her or whatever. Yeah. And like, oh, G, like they like spell out G. But yeah, so that's Girls' Generation. What do you think?
It's so boppy.
Yeah, it's very upbeat, very, it gives me like it's that guilty pleasure pop.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't really have that anymore. I feel now it's like trying to be really deep. Like the music's very like, oh, we have to be like emotional or we have to like drag someone.
Now.
Yeah. But this was like very much in the era of like Britney Spears, like Hit Me Baby One More Time. Like it's that kind of vibe. But the thing is like, when did this come out? In 2009? Like that was done. Like 2009, Britney Spears had already shaved her hair off and gave us Blackout, you know? So like, but they had just started latching on to this whole like bubblegum pop sound.
Yes,
you know?
that's like the best way to describe that. It's and it's something you like put on in your room and you're like jumping around your room. Yeah, you're not like really getting into it. You're like, this is just fun.
Right. And they're from the company SM. And they're known as being like the visual company. They're called the Big Three. There's SM, JYP, and YG. Okay. And SM is kind of known as being like the visuals of the companies. I mean, I think they're all talented, but like that's what people have pigeonholed them as, is like they're known for having the prettiest idols. That's also what they're called. They're called idols.
Yeah, I did hear that.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. Especially because, like you said, it's very reminiscent from like back in the day, the bubblegum pop we would listen to, and like that's why I like it. I like that one.
Yeah, and it's just it's just like guilt-free, like, you know, it's like Crystal Light. You know, it's sweet, but also not going to put anything on the hips, right? So this is Wonder Girls, and I stan Wonder Girls really hard. Like, they're probably one of my favorite groups, and I'm sad that they're not a group anymore. That's another thing, is a lot of these groups are defunct now. They're not around anymore. But in my opinion, they're like the pioneers of like what a group is supposed to look, sound like, and you know. But they're from JYP. JYP is kind of a little bit more funky, a little bit. They're a little bit more, I don't want to say jazzy, but like they have more edge. They're a little bit, and it's ran by JYP. And he was an artist originally, and then he started his own label, and it became huge. And he's like, probably runs, I think right now it's like the #1 label in Korea. Like they're making some serious moves right now. Or, well, maybe BTS's company is probably making the most money right now, just because BTS is internationally huge.
Yeah, BTS is like one of the only ones I've heard of.
Yeah,
so.
Every teenage girl in America loves BTS.
Yeah.
But so this is Wonder Girls. This is their song "So Hot." She's just a little different.
Oh yeah.
A little more sass.
I mean, even their fashion, you can tell. It's the first thing I look at for some reason.
Yeah, the leopard.
Yeah.
Is that cheetah?
I love the skirt.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. The funny thing is JYP, he wrote this song too, and he did the choreography for it, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, he's super talented.
Sounds like what I would have listened to in high school.
Yeah.
Like in high school, like this sounds very similar.
It's very like, I'm like Amory. Remember when Amory was one thing? Or I don't know. It's very like, it's kind of R&B pop.
Yeah.
Very R&B-ish. It's funny, they used to call her like Dumpling or whatever because she had big cheeks, and they reminded me of dumplings or whatever.
That's adorable.
You're right.
like a junior prom dress I had.
Right?
Even the vibe of it is so different from the other one because this is like, all boys want me.
Yeah.
Like,
the other one's like, I'm so bashful.
Yeah,
and this one's
yeah.
like, I'm that bitch.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Always, right? Little skits. The phone.
Oh my god.
I love Korean rap.
Yeah. I'm not even reacting, I'm just like...
It's so much, right? Yeah. I love those little overalls that she has.
I was gonna say, I love that with the little stop on the shirt. I love that.
So yeah, that's Wonder Girls.
Yeah, I like that.
Very
I
different
like
feel,
that.
right? Also, just the fact that they have a rapper. Like, they have someone who just raps, which is like very... I love that. I love the way Korean rap sounds because they can just like, I guess the vowels and the like, they're able to just like spit it out so quickly.
I was gonna say, it sounds very smooth when they talk.
There's like a whole subgenre of like K-rap or whatever that's like, they honestly sometimes, like, I mean, I don't really know everything they're saying unless I'm reading the subtitles, but their flow is very fast and they can do such unique things because it's different sounding words. It's not like English.
Yeah.
So they're able to like make things flow faster or slower, so.
And how long ago was this?
This was in 2008. So this was actually before the last song. So
yeah, I like that. That just like gives me vibes of when I was in high school.
Yeah, they actually
was around that time.
Yeah, they tried to come over and cross over in America. So did Girls' Generation, but not as much. They had a song called Nobody, and they toured with the Jonas Brothers. Like when they were the Joe Brothers. Yeah, they were the opening act for the Joe Brothers in America.
Around this time? That's when the Jonas Brothers was really big.
Really,
too.
Yeah, when they were doing like Fire or whatever that one
I
song
can't believe I
was.
hadn't heard of them then. That's so
They
weird.
tried. They had an English version of the song come out, and they tried, but it didn't catch on. It for some reason in the American market, it didn't translate enough. Okay, so this is 21. They're from YG, so like we're gonna get to see the 3 different ones or whatever, and they're relatively a lot newer than the other 2. Like this is actually their debut song. This is their debut single. But YG is just, I'm not saying they're better, don't get crazy with me. They are very much heavily influenced by America, I think. I feel like they're more influenced by Western music. And so they have a lot more Western sounding artists and Western sounding just beats and stuff, like producers and stuff like that. I mean, it's still very K-pop, but it's more akin to what our pop music probably sounds like. So they were big. They're a 4-member group. They're not together anymore either, unfortunately.
Of course.
They were really big for a while though. Like they were huge. They even had a song, I think it was in like an American car company. And it's like, I am the best or whatever. I'll play it later. You can like hear a little bit of it. But here's Fire.
Love that.
Right? Air horn.
It's been a long time coming, but we're here now. And we about to set the roof on fire, baby. You better get yours, cause I'm getting mine.
A little more urban.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they're a little bit more like real too. Like, you know how like they're saying like SM is like the visuals, like they're all very tall, long legs, like, but this is more like a realistic version of like what probably a Korean woman would look like at this age, you know?
Yeah.
They're not full blown like super models, you know? I love that shirt, that Pharaoh shirt. Her name is CL, and she actually tried to cross over here, but it didn't go over well, unfortunately. She was being, she's being represented by Ariana Grande's manager. I can't remember his name right now. He also did Justin Bieber, Scott, I don't remember. She had an American song, like an English song, but it never, they just never released it. I don't know. People are still very salty about that to this day. Like, still upset that she didn't get to shine as bright as she should have.
I love her.
Yeah, her name's Minzy.
I'm more hip.
Yeah, it's more club, more.
This said 2010. It's very reminiscent of 2010. There's a lot of club music.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Flow Rida. It kind of reminds me of Flow Rida. Like, put your hands in the air. Remember that song?
Yes.
They were huge, like people fucked heavily with 2NE1. Khaki sweatpants.
I was gonna say I haven't heard that much yet, but they just seem like very different. Even though the other ones had like more of a funk, they're just like way. And I think that's appealing.
Yeah, they're very. You hear their song and you know immediately who it is.
Yeah.
Later, I'm gonna have her react to Black because that's the new YG girl group. Like, and you'll see, and they're very akin to each other. They're very similar.
I can't get over the fashion.
It's so good, right? I feel like you could even like rock some of a lot of that still to this day. And people would be like, yeah, because I mean, it kind of reminds me of Ed Hardy stuff.
Oh my god!
You remember it, right? It's like just loud prints, loud everything.
Oh my god!
It's kind of that. But you could just get pieces of it and it would still work, you know?
Yeah. You probably couldn't do a whole outfit right now.
It'd be a bit much.
Yeah.
I'd be like, but I feel like we're slowly getting back there.
Yeah,
like, the more gaudy, the better, you know? So.
It'd be like loud fashion right now.
Yeah, that's really it right now. We're over the whole neutrals and stuff like that. It's all about, like, loud prints and.
Yeah.
I know anything about fashion. It's like the Beauty and the Beast shirt on.
I was gonna say it's really a gray t-shirt. Look at us fashion gurus.
Yeah, you know all about it. So I know y'all would feel super ridiculous if I didn't show a boy group. So this is Big Bang. They're part of the same label as 2NE1 was. Like, so the group we just saw.
Okay.
And it's 5 dudes. I don't think they're gonna get back together because a bunch of them we were talking about this earlier in Korea. If you're a dude, you have to do 2 years of mandatory military service.
Yeah.
So what they try to do is they try to plan it so that everyone kind of goes at the same time, so that way they can come back and do a comeback. But they've had a couple of scandals, a couple of kind of not so great things happen. So it's probably not going to happen. It's pretty serious stuff that's happened too. But I mean,
seeing the shot, that's who we were looking at.
Right? Like, let's show who I was touching. Yeah. But this is Big Bang, Fantastic Baby.
Okay. Wow.
So different, right?
Yeah. So edgy.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the dudes can usually get away with it a little bit more.
And,
so.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, fantastic, baby.
this club music.
Yeah. Like, I feel you could play this at a club and, like, people wouldn't even know that it's a different flavor. They'd be like, whatever, the beat's bomb, let's keep going. They always have that little bit of English in there, just so you can, like, have something to sing along to.
I like these visuals.
Yeah. I love his hair. But like powder blue.
Well, I would rock that outfit. He was just wearing.
Yeah. Okay, come through. Knuckles.
Wow, fantastic, baby.
This is actual hair. I thought it was a wig earlier. I mean, I think he might have had a wig on before, but
the red hair?
I didn't know he like had long hair.
Extensions.
Like oh yeah. I like that there's not really a story, but there kind of is.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't really know what's going on, but there's something going on.
Yeah.
I like that he also dyed his colored his eyebrows.
Yeah. His name's T.O.P. and that's G-Dragon. I like the lips.
Oh my god. Their makeup artists really got to experiment with this.
Oh, for sure. The music videos are so elaborate. Like they just like they build these really cool sets and stuff. Can you imagine having his hair like that?
Okay, I don't know why, because I'm not normally into like tattoos on the neck, but the dude with the tattoo on the neck.
I don't think it's a real tattoo. I think those tattoos are fake.
Yeah.
I think he has tattoos, but not like
not as many. Oh my god.
The little like, so funny.
Okay, this is one that would get stuck in your head.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It has the earworm.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's his hair, it's just they color the ends different colors. It's like pink and yellow. Like it changes with the outfits. Color coordinating.
Fantastic, baby.
5 Kings.
Oh, look at his shoes.
I know, right? It's so cool. Especially like nowadays, like now they get like designers to do all their stuff and shit now, so it's like it's just like the production quality is like way up there. But that was like they're kind of like they were the boy group like back, like they were the group, and so they were just they kind of murdered whatever they wanted to do. Like whatever they wanted to do, they did. They did a bunch of solo stuff too. That was always super popular. They would do some solo stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Do a lot of the
There are some.
They go off and like do their own thing.
Yeah, some of them do. It's a lot more difficult for the solo artists because the schedules are so demanding in the K-pop world. So like, if it's just you, you have to do everything, and if there's 9 of you, then like you don't have to pick up. You don't have to, there's more slack that's like people can pick up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like not everyone has a radio show. Not everyone has a variety show. But like, and then also you don't have to be like on for like 3 minutes performing. You have like 8 girls behind you that like take their turn and you can like fade into the background, So it's just, and the K-pop idol, their schedules are super packed. Like if they make the American artists look like they're lazy. Like they do. Like they
I was gonna say I've seen a lot of like floating around like a lot of live performances. So like that's crazy to me how often they perform.
And it's broadcast. It's like we'll see our favorites probably perform maybe 2 to 3 times a year on TV here.
Yeah.
You know, if it's
Yeah.
like at the Grammys or the MTV Music Video Awards or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
Otherwise, you're
there,
paying for a concert.
yeah, there they have music shows where they come every week, and there's multiple music shows, and it's just
That's so much.
and you have to go because it's like it's how you get your name out there, and it's expected. So, but yeah.
Is there like a lot? Is like the market flooded? Or are there like a lot of
There's
them?
tons.
Yeah.
There's a ton of groups, and it's hard to be noticed in a crowd, especially in a culture that's so homogenous too, right? Like they're all like very similar looking, and that's just what it is. So it's like you have to stand out somehow. And if you're either like you're the sexy group, or you're just the group with like the really good music, or you're the group with the cool fashion.
That's where I think the edge helps them out.
Yeah,
like
and-
being the edgy one.
Yeah, and 2NE1 kind of like came in and like knocked that, like they were like, we're girls and we're gonna fucking like look crazy, and, you know, do that stuff. And like I think the boys have always been able to get away with that. It's always just easier for boys like that. But yeah, so those are like the 4 main groups I would say that like kind of convinced me or like converted me into being a K-stan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they were all different because I haven't heard like almost any K-pop, so I don't know. I didn't know like when you generalize something as K-pop, you makes you think that it's like all one thing,
Right.
but it's not.
Yeah.
So like I didn't know that like there was so much
Diversity, just in like sound and look.
Which I guess I should have, because regular pop has diversity
Yeah.
in it. But you know, all I really see is like people on Twitter.
The Twitter, the Twitter stands. Yeah, I feel like the K-pop Twitters, that in and of itself could be its own thing, you know, where they're like, so and so's over and they're posting the fan cams or whatever. And it's just like, don't. I found out recently that, because I was like, why do they do that? Like, why is it when there's like something negative happening, they like post a picture of a fan cam? And I found out they do that because it's an anti-stan. It's someone who doesn't like that person or that group. So they wanted that negativity to be associated with that fan cam or that person. So they're trying to like make people not like them. So majority when you're seeing those things trending on Twitter and people are posting those fan cams, it's because they don't want people to like them. I didn't know that. I was like, why are they doing that? Do they not understand? And then someone explained that to me. I was like, oh, that makes fucking perfect. That's like some fucking like psychological warfare. Right? Like
all Twitter is psychological warfare.
Like so crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, everyone? This is Mike editing Michael. In the past, I am now just realizing that I never did an outro for the video. So yeah, this is us reacting to some of my original favorite K-pop groups. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed hanging out with Dani. She's an awesome person. She's even more dope in person, and you can kind of tell her personality and stuff. Like, we kind of get each other. But thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MichaelBePetty. And until next time, toodles.